Others transmigrate to a high martial world, either with god-level bloodlines or heaven-defying techniques. I transmigrated and became a martial arts waste with only 35 chi and blood points, not even meeting the minimum standard for the martial arts college entrance exam. To save money for medicine, I had to work at a slaughterhouse killing pigs. 1 stab, and lifespan +5. I suddenly discovered that my golden finger is that killing pigs makes me infinitely stronger. Others train hard for 10 years. I kill pigs for 1 night, and my chi and blood skyrocket to 80 points. I transmigrated to a high martial world and became a poor martial arts student at number 6 high school. In this world, the red moon descended hundreds of years ago. Space cracks are everywhere, and alien beasts run rampant. Thousands of races wreak havoc. To survive, one must practice martial arts and become a martial artist. Martial artists hold extremely high status. Even the weakest beginner martial artist, just by being on the payroll at a slaughterhouse without doing anything, can get a monthly subsidy of $30,000. But I worked night shifts for a whole month, exhausting myself, and only earned $3,000. During the day, I attend school and train for the exams. In the evening, I come to the slaughterhouse to kill pigs. To save more overtime pay, I occasionally work all night. Even a young body can't handle it, especially when my chi and blood is only a pitiful 35 points. Last time the school measured chi and blood, the minimum standard for applying to martial arts was 40 points. I was 5 points short. To scrape together money for the cheapest chi and blood powder, I worked like crazy. Today is payday. Counting the odd jobs I've done, I'm still a full 20,000 short of 1 bottle of chi and blood powder. The hope of raising my chi and blood was completely shattered. I bit my lip, filled with unwillingness. I am an orphan. My parents disappeared on the battlefield when alien beasts ravaged the city. A kind grandmother adopted me. Grandma sold everything and worked from dawn to dusk to support me through my senior year. I just couldn't bring myself to ask her for more money. Time to eat. Time to eat. The foreman's shout brought me back to reality. The slaughterhouse work is dirty and tiring, but the only benefit is that meals are provided, so I don't have to trouble grandma to cook, and I can save some money. The food is decent. A few slices of pork belly, a small dish of pickles, and all the rice I want. Soo-jun, here's your salary for this month. Foreman Chin placed a stack of money in front of me. Thank you, Uncle Chun. Huh, why is there an extra 2,000? I counted. It should be 3,000, but he gave me 5,000. Just as I was about to return the extra money, Foreman Chin waved his hand. You performed very well during work. No slacking off or cheating. The extra 2,000 is a bonus. The surrounding workers cast envious glances. But I knew in my heart that this definitely wasn't a bonus. Foreman Chin paid it out of his own pocket. He is a retired veteran who was injured while covering his comrade's retreat and ended up at the slaughterhouse. He always quietly helps those in financial difficulty. After eating and resting for a while, the assembly line started again. I picked up the pig knife and skillfully stabbed at the pig's throat. The first cut to the throat area allows the pig to die quickly, reducing suffering. Just as the blade cut through, a line of information suddenly appeared before my eyes. Lifespan +5. Then a semi-transparent panel emerged. Name, Soo-jun. Realm, ordinary person. Talent, none. Chi and blood, 35+. Technique, none. Martial skill, none. Weapon, none. Lifespan, 5. I was completely stunned. What is this? I rubbed my eyes hard, but the information remained. It wasn't an illusion. Could it be my golden finger? I stared at the plus sign after chi and blood, my heartbeat suddenly accelerating. This is a bit like the mini-games I played in my previous life. Spend lifespan to add points to chi and blood? With a try-it-out mindset, I allocated points. Chi and blood, 35.5. Lifespan, 0. Instantly, a warmth surged through my body, and my originally exhausted frame actually felt a slight comfort. It works. It really works. My spirits immediately lifted. Killing pigs gives lifespan, and lifespan adds to chi and blood. Doesn't that mean I don't need to spend money on chi and blood powder at all? I just need to kill pigs to increase my chi and blood? 1 bottle of the cheapest chi and blood powder can provide 5 to 8 chi and blood points. That means if I kill 10 pigs, it's equivalent to 1 bottle of chi and blood powder? I looked at the live pigs lined up on the assembly line, my eyes gleaming. These aren't pigs. They're rows of chi and blood powder waiting for me to consume. With this golden finger, reaching the 40 chi and blood points required for the martial arts exam is a piece of cake. Becoming a martial artist is also a sure thing. As for future limits, no, there are no limits at all. Others need to train hard, practice, and consume various resources slowly. But I only need to kill pigs, gain lifespan, and allocate points. And more importantly, I can finally let Grandma live an easier life. I suddenly felt life full of hope, full of energy, and I swung the pig knife swiftly. Lifespan plus 5. Lifespan plus 5. Lifespan plus 5. Some lazy workers around saw me working with such enthusiasm and looked puzzled. What's wrong with this guy? Did he take the wrong medicine? Not slacking off. Whatever. The more he does, the less we have to do. They wished I would do more. I was more than happy to oblige. When the batch of pigs on the assembly line was finished, I reluctantly stopped. I wondered how much lifespan I had accumulated and how much chi and blood I could increase. I focused my mind and looked at the panel again. Chi and blood, 35.5 plus. Lifespan, 205, a full 205 lifespan points. My eyes were filled with excitement. Without any hesitation, I directly consumed lifespan to add to chi and blood. Chi and blood, 56. Lifespan, 0. A somewhat violent warm current surged into my body, impacting my limbs, meridians, and internal organs. I saw small muscles bulging on my arms, sharp and defined, and my skin became more lustrous under the light, as if it had gained a toughness. The fatigue from continuously killing pigs instantly dissipated, and my whole body was filled with inexhaustible strength. The feeling of increasing chi and blood was truly wonderful. 56 chi and blood points already exceeded the 40-point standard for applying to martial arts, and it could rank me around the top 15 in my class. Although there was still a gap from the 100 points needed to become a martial artist. As long as I kept killing, becoming a martial artist was only a matter of time. My eyes burned with passion, wishing another batch of live pigs would come on the assembly line. Hey, look at Su Jun. Why is he still so energetic? Strange. I saw he didn't stop for a moment. Isn't he tired? My arms are trembling with exhaustion, and my legs are numb. How come he seems more energetic the more he kills? Could he be the legendary destined pig killer? The workers also noticed my abnormality and whispered among themselves. Foreman Chen also noticed me. What's up with this kid? Others can't straighten their backs from killing pigs, but he's still full of energy? I walked straight over. Uncle Chun, can I help on other assembly lines? Aren't you tired? Not at all. Then take it easy. You have school tomorrow. Foreman Chen vaguely felt that my physique had become a bit more robust, but didn't think much of it, since I was at an age of growth. There were only a few pigs left on the 2 adjacent lines, so he took me to the rabbit killing line. Killing rabbits should also give lifespan, right? I pondered. My arrival didn't attract much attention. They just thought I was there to help. Killing rabbits was similar to killing pigs. The first cut was also under the neck. Lifespan plus 2. Indeed. Slaughtering other poultry also yields lifespan, though less per animal than pigs, but there were far more rabbits on the assembly line than pigs. I sped up, afraid that slowing down would mean less lifespan. Lifespan plus 2. Lifespan plus 2. After who knows how long, the surroundings suddenly quieted down, and all the workers looked at me with incredulous eyes. I looked down and saw that the rabbits on the assembly line were gone, and I alone had killed half of them. Chi and blood, 56 plus. Lifespan, 240 lifespan points, meaning I had killed 120 rabbits. Shocked and delighted, I allocated points again. Chi and blood, 80. Lifespan, 0 waves of warmth flowed through my body. My bones emitted low crackling sounds, and my fascia became more resilient. I felt my body brimming with strength and couldn't help but curl my lips. In just half a night of slaughtering poultry, my chi and blood had skyrocketed from 35 points to 80 points. If this got out, the outside world would go crazy. You know, the best B-grade chi and blood powder currently available in Jianglin base. At most, one bottle can increase chi and blood by 20 points, and the effect of the second bottle is greatly reduced, while the third bottle has minimal effect. If I could work through the night, could I become a martial artist directly? I thought with burning eyes. Unfortunately, Foreman Chen soon announced that not only would we not work through the night, but we could also leave an hour early. He even mentioned that in the following days, there wouldn't be many poultry to slaughter, and there might even be a few days off with pay. As soon as the news came out, the workers cheered, but the corner of my mouth twitched. The hope of becoming a martial artist had just arisen, only to be extinguished in an instant. However, there were other slaughterhouses in Kaizhou City. Although not as large as this one, it shouldn't be hard to gain lifespan and improve chi and blood. Maybe next time I work, I can become a martial artist directly. While Foreman Chun was paying the workers, I watched TV and removed the poultry smell from my body. Kaizhou City's top high school, Number 1 High School already has 85 students with chi and blood values exceeding 100 points, setting a record for the year. Suspicious, mysterious beasts have appeared in the waters of the Great Xia Kingdom. The strongest, dragon god, has led a team into the depths of the ocean. Urgent report. Jiangsong base has been overrun by a beast tide and completely fallen. Advanced Martial General Chun Ling died of exhaustion while being besieged by 2 beasts. When the last piece of news popped up, the originally noisy factory interior quieted down considerably. The workers swallowed nervously, their eyes full of tension. My face also grew more solemn. Jiangsong base is right next to Jianglin base, and the top martial artists of the 2 bases are almost equally powerful. Even Jiangsong base couldn't withstand the beast tide, so naturally, Jianglin base couldn't either. A sense of crisis kept rising in my heart. Get stronger. I must get stronger before the beast tide reaches here. Only then can I protect the people I care about. Everyone, don't panic. There's a big river between Jianglin base and Jiangsong base, so it's not easy for those beasts to attack. Even if they do attack, the high-level officials of the Great Xia Kingdom will definitely send martial king-level experts to resist the beast tide. Foreman Chen quickly comforted. I clearly understood the division of martial arts realms. Martial artist, martial master, martial ancestor, martial general, martial king, martial emperor, martial saint, martial god. Each realm is further divided into initial, intermediate, advanced, and peak. Currently, the strongest in Jianglin base is advanced martial general Luo Chun. At that moment, a knock sounded, and a rough voice came into the workshop. Old Chun. We brought back a knocked-out beast, a green-wind wolf. Find a worker skilled in handling fur to come help. The fur of a green-wind wolf is very valuable. After martial artists catch one, they need to keep the fur as intact as possible to sell it at a good price. And since they're used to bold and unrefined methods, they're not good at handling beast fur. Who among you is willing to come over and help? Foreman Shin didn't directly assign anyone, but asked. Green-wind wolf. That's a beast. Although it's unconscious, what if it wakes up? Yeah, it's too dangerous. Foreman, I won't go. Foreman, my grandmother is getting married. I'm going back first. The workers all declined. Even when Foreman Chun offered extra pay, no one was willing. Just as Foreman Chun was in a dilemma, I stepped forward. Uncle Chun, I'm willing to come over and help. Su Jun, aren't you afraid? Uncle Chun, are beasts scarier than poverty? Faced with Foreman Chun Jun's curiosity, Su Jun replied with a smile. Of course. But that wasn't the main reason. Su Jun wanted to take this opportunity to see if he could slaughter that green-wind wolf, thereby gaining lifespan and adding to his chi and blood. Good lad, follow me. Chun Jun patted Su Jun's shoulder appreciatively and led him out of the slaughter room. Watching Su Jun's gradually receding figure, the workers had mixed expressions. Some thought Su Jun was a fearless young calf, brave and commendable. Others thought Su Jun was a reckless hothead. One misstep and his life would be gone. Under Chun Jun's guidance, Su Jun arrived at the holding pen. Several middle-aged men stood on both sides. Their backs were straight, and their eyes were sharp. These people, like Chun Jun, were all retired veterans. In their youth, they had fought beasts at the border. After being seriously injured, they retired and were placed by the military in this slaughterhouse. They only needed to patrol every day and could receive tens of thousands in retirement pension. On the table in the middle lay a giant wolf with its limbs bound. The giant wolf was the size of 3 adults. Even unconscious, this green-wind wolf gave Su Jun a considerable sense of pressure. This green-wind wolf was only a relatively low-level existence among first-level beasts, yet it had such pressure. I wonder how powerful those 4th level, 5th level, or even 9th level beasts are. Looking at the green-wind wolf before him, Su Jun once again felt the urge to become stronger. There is a simple classification for beast levels. A first-level beast is equivalent to a human martial artist. A second-level beast is equivalent to a martial master. A 9th-level beast is equivalent to a human martial god. The ones that previously ravaged Jiangsong base were 2 4th-level beasts. It is said that those 2 4th-level beasts had the strength of human advanced martial generals. No wonder advanced martial general Chun Ling died in battle. Old comrades, I've brought you the person. This is Su Jun. He's very good at handling fur. As Chun Jun said this, the group of retired veterans turned around. Seeing how young Su Jun was, they were somewhat surprised, and their eyes showed a hint of doubt. Old Chun, he's only in high school, right? Can he handle the fur of a green-wind wolf? Yeah, maybe find someone else. Chun Jun's face immediately stiffened, his stubborn temper flaring up. Humph. Are you questioning my judgment? The retired veterans laughed awkwardly. Finally, they said they could let Su Jun give it a try. Su Jun, to prevent this green-winged wolf from suddenly waking up, I'll kill it first, and then you can handle the fur? A retired veteran was worried about the green-winged wolf hurting someone. Su Jun quickly waved his hand. No need. The green-winged wolf's limbs are bound, and with you all here, nothing will go wrong. If these veterans killed the green-winged wolf, Su Jun might not be able to gain lifespan. The retired veterans thought it over and found it acceptable, so they handed the alloy dagger to Su Jun. Even though it was his first time facing a beast, Su Jun was not afraid at all. In fact, the moment he grasped the alloy dagger, he felt the blood in his body boil. He took a deep breath, thrust forward sharply, and stabbed into the green-winged wolf's throat. So hard. Su Jun clearly felt that the alloy dagger encountered great resistance moving forward. Obviously, the skin and muscles of this green-winged wolf were dozens of times tougher than those of poultry. Roar. Due to the pain, the green-winged wolf suddenly opened its eyes, its blood-red pupils filled with brutality. It opened its bloody mouth wide and bit at Su Jun's head. Seeing this, the surrounding retired veterans changed expression and drew their weapons, intending to chop off the green-winged wolf's head. In their eyes, although the green-winged wolf's fur was important, it was not as important as Su Jun's life. But the next moment, they stopped, all dumbfounded. Su Jun, holding the alloy dagger, directly pierced through the green-winged wolf's skull. The green-winged wolf glanced at Su Jun in terror, then tilted its head and died. It died without understanding how this weak human had suddenly burst out with such powerful strength. Chen Zhen also looked at Su Jun with disbelief. Su Jun had actually pierced through the green-winged wolf's skull? His qi and blood must be at least 50. Definitely more than that. Generally, 1 point of qi and blood corresponds to about 7 kilograms of strength. Piercing through a green-winged wolf's skull requires at least 400 kilograms of strength. That means Su Jun's qi and blood is nearly 60. 60 qi and blood is considered above average among peers, far surpassing us at the same age. The retired veteran's looks at Su Jun were clearly different. At around 18 years old, 40 qi and blood is considered passing, 50 is average, and 60 is above average. With 60 qi and blood, after signing up for the martial arts college entrance exam, he could definitely enter a relatively good second-tier university. Su Jun looked at the lifeless green-winged wolf, his mind also a bit blank. This green-winged wolf's skull seemed a bit fragile. He hadn't even used half his strength, and the alloy dagger had pierced through its skull, converting to the strength corresponding to qi and blood. His 1 point of qi and blood had at least 10 kilograms of strength. The stronger the strength corresponding to qi and blood, the higher the potential. Currently, the top student at number 6 middle school, Shen Wei, had 1 point of qi and blood strength. That broke the school's record, reaching an astonishing 9 kilograms. His own 1 point of qi and blood strength was even higher than Shen Wei's, meaning his potential was stronger than Shen Wei's. Su Jun decided to find an opportunity later to test exactly how strong his strength was. He quickly collected his thoughts, his gaze falling on the lifespan column of the panel. Lifespan, 260. Killing a relatively low-level first-tier mutant beast is worth more than killing over 100 rabbits? Su Jun was both surprised and delighted to see the bright number 260. The lifespan gained from killing mutant beasts far exceeded his expectations. If he killed some more powerful first-tier mutant beasts, or even second-tier ones, wouldn't he gain even more lifespan? A look of longing appeared in Su Jun's eyes. Good lad, how did your blood energy increase so much all of a sudden? After the shock, Chun Jin patted Su Jun on the shoulder and asked curiously. He clearly remembered that Su Jun's blood energy was only 35 points before. How did it suddenly reach 60 points? Uncle Chun, I'm not sure either. Maybe it's a second growth spurt? Su Jun said vaguely. Second growth spurt? Is there such a thing? Chun Jin found it incredible. But since the red moon descended, all sorts of strange things had been happening frequently, so he didn't ask further. Su Jun didn't immediately add points to blood energy. Instead, he first dealt with the pelt of the cyan wind wolf. The veterans chatted with Chun Zhan, and when they learned that Su Jun's blood energy had only been 35 points before, they were greatly shocked. Is this a suddenly rising genius? Uncle Chun, the pelt is done. Su Jun, you've worked hard. Take a seat and wait a bit. I'll let you try some mutant beast meat later. Okay. While Chun Zhan and the other veterans were processing the cyan wind wolf, Su Jun went aside. He consumed lifespan to add points to blood energy. As his blood energy increased, first, a refreshing sensation of increased strength washed over him. But soon he noticed something was wrong. His blood surged, veins bulged, and sharp pains came from various parts of his body. Soo-jun quickly stopped adding points to blood energy. Name: Soo-jun. Realm: quasi-martial artist. Talent: none. Blood energy: 95 plus. Cultivation method: none. Martial skill: none. Weapon: none. Lifespan: 110. Why was his body feeling unwell? Soo-jun was puzzled. He felt he had encountered a problem not recorded in textbooks. Uncle Chan, if a person's blood energy suddenly increases too much, can it cause physical discomfort? If a person's blood energy surges too much, the body will definitely feel uncomfortable. For example, the body is a cup, and blood energy is the liquid sloshing inside. A sudden increase in blood energy means more liquid sloshing in the cup, and the cup is impacted more strongly, so the body naturally feels uncomfortable. Although Chun Jun now only had the strength of a peak martial artist, he had considerable insight into cultivation issues. Soo-jun suddenly understood. That meant his blood energy had increased too quickly, and his body couldn't bear it, hence the sharp pains. Soo-jun continued to ask, Uncle Chun, is there any solution? Chun Jun replied, you can take some body-strengthening medicines, gene serums, or cultivate some cultivation methods to relieve the body's pain. But you don't need to worry about that for now. Your blood energy increase is indeed large, but since it didn't jump by 50 points at once, you shouldn't feel sharp pains. Soo-jun smiled bitterly to himself. He had increased his blood energy by a full 60 points tonight, and the sharp pains had already appeared. Soo-jun took out his phone to check the prices of those medicines and cultivation methods. Strength pill costs 20,000. Tendon strengthening serum costs 30,000. First grade body tempering method, Tiger Crane dual form, 1 million. Second grade body tempering method, Brutal Ox horizontal training, 10 million. Seeing this, Soo-jun lost interest in continuing to look. Because even the prices of the pills and serums for improving physique were enough to make him balk, let alone the cultivation methods that cost millions. He was short on money. He was too poor. He had to earn money. Soo-jun had never felt such an urgent need to make money. He rested his chin on his hand, thinking of ways to earn money. Work a job? That definitely wouldn't work. The money came too slowly. How about going into the ruins outside the base to hunt low-level mutant beasts? That would definitely kill 2 birds with 1 stone. On one hand, he could kill mutant beasts to gain lifespan, preparing for future blood energy additions. On the other hand, he could make money. Take this cyan wind wolf for example. As long as the pelt was intact, it could sell for about 50,000. That meant if he successfully hunted 20 cyan wind wolves, he could buy a first-grade body tempering method. I remember the Martial Arts Association also has various subsidies for martial artists. Just as Soo-jun was about to take out his phone to look up information, Chun Jun's voice rang out. Soo-jun, come quickly and try this cyan wind wolf hind leg meat. It turned out that Chun Jun and the veterans had already processed the cyan wind wolf and roasted a hind leg. Gurgle Soo-jun looked at the sizzling, oil-dripping hind leg, swallowed his saliva, and his stomach also let out a growl. He had just eaten dinner, but he felt a wave of hunger. Soo-jun, as blood energy increases, the body's desire for food also increases. If not properly replenished, blood energy might decline. Without Soo-jun asking, Chun Jun explained with a smile. So that's how it is. Soo-jun nodded slightly. The veterans divided the meat, and Soo-jun tried a piece. The cyan wind wolf meat was much chewier than pork and had a stronger meat flavor. Huh, the sharp pain on my body seems to have lessened a bit. After eating the cyan wind wolf meat, Soo-jun felt a very subtle change in his body. Could eating mutant beast meat also increase physical strength? Soo-jun's eyes lit up. Then, under the astonished gazes of the veterans, he ate a full 3 gene of hind leg meat before stopping contentedly. At the same time, the sharp pain on his body had eased considerably. Soo-jun, you have quite an appetite. Judging from your appetite, your blood energy must be at least around 70. Haha, Soo-jun, you'll need to earn good money in the future. With blood energy around 70, not counting supplementary serums and pills, just daily food expenses are about 300 yuan. 300? Soo-jun was taken aback. Didn't that mean his monthly food expenses would be at least around 9,000? And he worked his tail off at the slaughterhouse for a month and only earned 3,000. As for asking grandma for money, he couldn't bring himself to do that. At this moment, the thought of making money grew stronger in Soo-jun's mind. Take the rest of this meat home. Okay. Soo-jun didn't refuse the veteran's kindness. At the same time, Chun Jin gave Soo-jun another 2,000 yuan as thanks for helping with the pelt. After cleaning off the lingering odors again, Soo-jun left the slaughterhouse. The sharp pain in his body had lessened considerably. He should be able to continue consuming lifespan to add points to blood energy. Soo-jun first tried consuming 5 points of lifespan to add points. Blood energy, 95.5. Lifespan, 105. His body could still handle it. Then he consumed 10 points of lifespan to continue adding points. Blood energy, 96.5. Lifespan, 95. His body felt a slight sting, but it was still within tolerable limits. Soo-jun continued consuming lifespan to add points to blood energy until his body reached its limit, then stopped. Name: Soo-jun. Realm: peak quasi-martial artist. Talent: none. Blood energy: 99 plus. Cultivation method: none. Martial skill: none. Weapon: none. Lifespan: 70. Just one more point of blood energy, and I'll be a beginner martial artist. Seeing the panel, Soo-jun was both happy and a bit regretful. Just one step away, and he could claim the Martial Arts Association's subsidy. The day after tomorrow, no? At the latest tomorrow, I'll become a martial artist. Soo-jun felt that after a night's rest and eating some mutant beast meat tomorrow to increase physical strength, he could raise his blood energy. It was now 9:30 p.m., and the buses had stopped running. Soo-jun decided to test his strength and ran back directly. Whoosh, with a light start, he leaped 5 meters in one bound. Soo-jun was startled by his own stride, because he hadn't even used his full strength. He accelerated again, and this time, one step covered 10 meters. His speed was so fast that he caught up with a sports car on the road and then overtook it in an instant. What did I just see? A figure that directly overtook a sports car? I need to record this. A girl in the sports car recorded the scene. When she saw the back of the figure in the video, it felt familiar. Doesn't this person look a bit like Soo-jun? The boy in the car was thoughtful. Soo-jun, the top liberal arts student in your class, but with very low martial arts blood energy? Yes. Impossible. Just now, that person's speed. His blood energy must be over 110, even 120. That person is likely a genius from number 1 high school, definitely not Soo-jun. After hearing this, the girl thought carefully and nodded in agreement. But she decided to post this photo in the class group chat later to show off. After all, witnessing a martial arts genius running right in front of her was something to be proud of. Usually, it took about 40 minutes to get home from the slaughterhouse. But this time it only took 4 minutes. Soo-jun looked at the time displayed on his phone, 9:34. He was amazed. This was one of the changes brought by the increase in blood energy. Soo-jun entered a tube-shaped apartment building, where the space was cramped and densely populated, like a birdcage. With the arrival of alien beasts, the human living environment kept shrinking. Apart from martial artists, ordinary people could only crowd together. Once I earn enough money, I'll buy a big villa for grandma. Soo-jun stopped at Building 5, Room 206, turned the key, and opened the paint-peeling door. A slightly cold, young, reproachful voice sounded. Soo-jun, you know what? Every time you come back late, it worries grandma. Standing in front of Soo-jun was a girl of similar age. She had a beautiful face, with deep, black and white eyes that seemed bottomless. Her long black hair was tied up high with a rubber band. Even though she wore the simplest school uniform, it could hardly hide her nearly perfect figure. Looking at the cool and aloof beauty before him, Soo-jun's breath paused slightly. Her name was Shun Binji, an orphan from the same orphanage adopted by grandma, just like him. The two had many similarities in their life paths. Both were orphans, both excelled in academics, neck and neck, the envy of other parents. The biggest difference was their blood energy. When blood energy was first tested, Soo-jun had a pitiful 35 points. Meanwhile, Shun Binji's blood energy was as high as 98 points, and she was admitted to number 1 high school as a special recruit. It was rumored that Principal Guyu of number 1 high school often gave Shun Binji individual tutoring and invested a lot of training resources. Now, Shun Binji ranked 6th on the Kaijo City Genius list. Her blood energy might have exceeded 160. Binji, you little girl, aren't you also worried about Ajun? Otherwise, you wouldn't have stayed up with me until now. The white-haired grandma said with a smile, leaning on her cane as she stood up. Grandma, I'm not. I was just watching tonight's news. Shun Binji's expression was calm, but a trace of panic was clearly visible in the depths of her eyes. Then she decisively turned and returned to her room. Just as she was about to step inside, Shun Binji paused, pulled something from her bosom, and tossed it to Soo-jun. B-grade blood energy powder is useless to me. Throwing it away would be a waste. Take it. Not even using B-grade blood energy powder? How extravagant. Truly worthy of a student favored by the number 1 high school principal. Su Jun sighed inwardly. Previously, he had to work all night slaughtering pigs just to afford the cheapest blood energy powder. And now Shin Binji casually tossed him the best B-grade blood energy powder from Jianglin Base. The gap between people was truly enormous. Coming back to his senses, Su Jun was about to say he didn't need it. But Shin Binji closed the door without looking back. It seemed he was being looked down upon. But before this, Shin Binji indeed had the capital to look down on him. But now? Forget it. I'll give her a surprise later. Xiao Jun, Binji is like that, cold on the outside but warm on the inside. Don't mind her. I know, Grandma. Xiao Jun, did you successfully increase your blood energy training at classmate Lin's house today? I can see you're much more energetic than before when you came back tonight. So it turned out that Su Jun hadn't told Grandma or Shun Binji about working at the Slaughterhouse. Instead, he lied that he trained at Lin Xiaojian's house every night. Lin Xiaojian was his deskmate and one of the few good friends in the class. Grandma, you guessed right. My blood energy has increased. I feel I can become a martial artist in the next couple of days and let you live in a big house without having to work. Su Jun patted his chest and promised. Hearing this, Grandma smiled from ear to ear. Hey Jun, sometimes. You don't have to become a martial artist to be successful. Working as a clerk in the rear is also pretty good. It's also a way to contribute to the Great Xia's fight against alien beasts. Clearly, Grandma knew Su Jun's situation and thought his chances of becoming a martial artist were very low. Hey Jun, with Binji's B-grade blood energy powder, your blood energy should reach the 40 points required for martial arts enrollment. Here's 15,000 that Grandma prepared. I'll borrow some more later, and we should be able to scrape together the 20,000 registration fee. Grandma took out a small pouch and pulled out a stack of wrinkled bills. The fee for registering for the martial arts track in the college entrance exam was 20,000. Registering for the liberal arts track only cost 5,000. Looking at the wrinkled banknotes, Su Jun's heart shook violently, and his eyes showed shame. Grandma, I'll find a way to get the martial arts registration fee myself. Keep this money. Grandma, this is green wind wolf leg meat given by my classmate. Try it. I heard eating green wind wolf meat is good for the legs and feet. Grandma was old and had trouble walking, needing a cane to move. Good child. Grandma wanted to say more. But in the end, it turned into a simple sentence. Su Jun was about to knock on Shun Binji's door to ask her to come out and try the green wind wolf leg meat. But as soon as his hand touched the door, Shun Binji's voice rang out. I've already brushed my teeth, so I won't eat the leg meat. You should nourish yourself well. I'll find a way to help you with the martial arts registration fee. Is she trying to make me live off her? Su Jun shook his head inwardly. After watching Grandma eat 2 pieces of leg meat, he escorted her back to her room. After Su Jun left, Grandma's originally hunched back slowly straightened, and her eyes became as deep as the ocean. On the other side, Su Jun returned to his room. The room was very small, only about 6 square meters, with simple chairs, a table, a bookshelf, and a bed. He sat on the chair, turned on the dim desk lamp, and began to look up the Martial Arts Association's rewards for martial artists. The Martial Arts Association offers a cash reward of 20,000 for martial artists under 20. For those under 19, the reward is 30,000. For martial artists still in school at 18, the reward reaches 50,000. 50,000. That's enough to cover the martial arts registration fee. Huh. The Martial Arts Association also has special rewards for martial artists with exceptional combat power. Seeing this reward, Su Jun's mind wandered. Cash rewards? Weapon rewards? Or technique rewards? Just then, Su Jun's phone beeped. Someone was speaking in the class WeChat group. Homeroom teacher, tomorrow we'll fill out college entrance exam applications. You can come to school a bit later, but no later than 10 a.m. Please reply upon receipt. Wang Chun, received. Lin Xiaojian, got it, boss. I'm signing up for martial arts. I want to become a man like Dragon God. From now on, call me Sword God. Chen Xiaoyan at Lin Xiaojian. It's nighttime, but it's not time to dream. First, become that kind of genius before you talk. Soon, Chen Xiaoyan posted a video in the group. The video was very short, showing only a running figure from behind. But his speed made everyone in the group go wild. Lin Xiaojian. Damn, this guy is faster than a cheetah? His blood energy must be at least 100, right? Wang Xiao. I think it's more than that, maybe 110. Chen Xiaoyan. I think it's around 120. At Xinwei, Sister Wei, what do you think? Xinwei, the top genius of number 6 high school, scored as high as 125 in her last test. Xinwei. I think his blood energy might have reached 130. Homeroom teacher. Xinwei is right. This person's strides are powerful, his muscles are strong, and his blood energy is at least over 130. Then the group erupted in waves of exclamations. Voices of admiration for the big shot. Qin Xiaoyan. Don't you think this person's back looks a bit like Su Jun? At Su Jun, Wang Qinhe? Now that you mention it, it really does look a bit like him. At Xinwei, didn't the school beauty Xinwei once date Su Jun? Is this Su Jun? When Wang Qin's message at Xinwei was sent, the group fell silent for a moment. They all knew about Xinwei and Su Jun's relationship. It was even talked about as a love story at the time. Su Jun was often first in his grade during his first 2 years of high school, and Xinwei had always been second during those 2 years. After learning that Su Jun and Xinwei were dating, everyone looked forward to seeing what sparks they would create. But unfortunately, shortly after the qi and blood test results came out, the two broke up quietly. Xinwei. The person in the video does look like Su Jun from behind, but it definitely can't be him. Xinwei. This person's qi and blood is at least 130, while Su Jun only has 35. Even if he trains hard and improves, he can at most reach 40. Or around 45. Qin Xiaoyan. Sister Wei is right. Wang Qin. Agree with Sister Wei. Many people echoed Xinwei. Only Lin Xiaojian sent a different message. Lin Xiaojian at Xinwei. Xin School Beauty. I'll give you 2 words. Heh. The classmates all knew that Lin Xiaojian had a good relationship with Su Jun. They knew this was Lin Xiaojian's displeasure with Xinwei's words. But they thought it was the truth. Su Jun's qi and blood could never reach the level of the person in the video. At this moment, Su Jun had just opened his phone and was scrolling through the chat history. When he saw the video posted by Qin Xiaoyan, he clicked on it. Huh, isn't this me? Su Jun looked at the back view and felt surprised. He didn't expect that the scene of him running home from the slaughterhouse had been recorded and posted in the chat group. He only had 99 points of qi and blood. Why did they think his qi and blood reached 120? Or even 130? It must be because the quality of his qi and blood is relatively high. Su Jun guessed in his mind. Then he saw the chat records of Xinwei and Lin Xiaojian. Looking at the name Xinwei, his heart stirred slightly. The two had indeed been in a relationship. Before the qi and blood test, Su Jun was definitely the school heartthrob of number 6 high school. He was tall and handsome, always ranked first academically, and was secretly admired by many girls. Xinwei was also tall and slender, very beautiful, with good grades, and was the school beauty of number 6 high school. At an academic exchange meeting organized by the school, the two developed feelings for each other and started dating. To be blunt, this fairy tale couple was envied by countless people. But the good times didn't last long. After the qi and blood test results came out, their relationship suddenly cooled down. Xinwei's qi and blood was as high as 90 points. Su Jun only had a pitiful 35 points. The future of the two was destined to be parallel lines. In fact, neither Su Jun nor Xinwei had brought up the matter of breaking up. But somehow, news of their breakup spread at number 6 high school. After sending a message to Xinwei and receiving a perfunctory reply after a long time, Su Jun understood Xinwei's attitude. He also tacitly accepted the fact that they had broken up. After simply replying, received, in the group, Su Jun exited the class group chat. His gaze fell on Xinwei's chat pinned at the top of WeChat. Su Jun thought for a moment, then canceled the pinned chat for Xinwei. After thinking again, he deleted all chat records between him and Xinwei. It felt much more refreshing. Su Jun let out a long breath. Since the other party had made her stance clear, there was no need for too much contact. Lin Xiaojian sent Su Jun a message. Lin Xiaojian. Su Jun, you are my best brother. From now on, I will become the invincible sword god and make Xinwei regret breaking up with you. Su Jun couldn't help but smile when he saw the message. He finally replied to Lin Xiaojian with a thumbs-up emoji. Buzz living in a building like Su Jun's, with poor environment and many people, it was easy to attract mosquitoes. Slap Su Jun slapped and killed a mosquito. Lifespan plus 0.1. Huh. Killing mosquitoes also adds lifespan. Su Jun was a bit surprised. He thought only slaughtering poultry or exotic beasts could grant lifespan. Now it seemed other organisms could also provide lifespan. The amount of lifespan provided should be related to the size and strength of the organism. Su Jun looked at the increased 0.1 lifespan and guessed in his mind. Knowing that killing mosquitoes could also yield lifespan, Su Jun lost his sleepiness. Every little bit counts. Lifespan plus 0.1. Lifespan plus 0.1. Daijing Haoyuan was the best villa area in the entire Kaizhou city. The people living here either had prominent backgrounds or had at least a martial artist above the level of martial master in their family. Villa number 18. Xinwei saw the message Lin Xiaojian had it mentioned her with, but she didn't respond to it, because Xinwei felt that what she said was the truth. Even if the person's back view looked very similar to Su Jun, it absolutely could not be Su Jun. She changed into simple training clothes, revealing her fair skin and tall, proud figure. From this, it was easy to see that Xinwei being rated as the school beauty of number 6 high school was no accident. Xinwei used a qi and blood meter to measure her qi and blood, which was as high as 128 points. She held her breath and concentrated, then punched the strength tester fiercely. The numbers kept jumping. Finally, it stabilized at 1,164.8 kilograms. Daughter, your qi and blood has increased by another 3 points in just 2 days. The strength corresponding to 1 point of qi and blood has increased from 9 kilograms to 9.1 kilograms. Not bad. A beautiful woman in black stockings and a long dress, wearing a pair of red high heels, walked in from outside. Seeing Xinwei's qi and blood and strength, she nodded with satisfaction. The beautiful woman was Xinwei's mother, who had the strength of an intermediate martial master. Xin's mother worked at the Kaizhou City Research Institute as the chief researcher. Xinwei also nodded with satisfaction. The improvement of qi and blood becomes harder the further you go. She had increased by 3 points in 2 days, far surpassing ordinary people. By the way, daughter, have you broken up with that Su Jun? Previously, he had good grades, so I let you date. Now his qi and blood is only 35 points, while yours is as high as 128. And this Su Jun is still a poor student. If you two stay together, he will only drag you down, drag our Xun family down. Xin's mother, wearing red high heels, clicked over to Xinwei, frowning deeply. She knew about Xinwei's relationship. Earlier, after learning that Su Jun was a poor student, she had some objections. But because Su Jun consistently ranked first academically, Xin's mother suppressed her dissatisfaction. Now that she knew Su Jun's qi and blood was very low, Xin's mother wanted Xinwei to break up quickly. Mom, regarding the breakup, although I haven't formally brought it up with Su Jun, he hasn't sent me any messages recently. I think he has tacitly accepted that we have broken up. Xinwei felt that Su Jun was a person with self-awareness, and making things too ugly was not good. Although Xinwei was somewhat snobbish at heart, she was still willing to leave some face for each other. Daughter, mom knows you are thin-skinned. In the next few days, I will have Lily help spread the news of your breakup at number 6 high school. The Lily Xin's mother mentioned was Xinwei's best friend. Then Xinwei understood. So the rumors about her and Su Jun breaking up that suddenly appeared at school after the qi and blood test were orchestrated by her mother and best friend. But she didn't say anything. At that moment, the door opened. Xinwei's father, Xin Chong, walked in. Xin Chong had a crew cut, a sturdy build, and looked very capable. He was the office director of the Kaizhou City branch of the Martial Arts Association, with strength reaching the intermediate martial sect level. What are you chatting about? Just about Wei Wei and Su Jun. Xin Chong had been on a business trip recently and didn't know about his precious daughter's relationship. Xin's mother explained everything. After hearing it, Xin Chong's face turned stern. Wei Wei, a poor student has no future. Don't have any contact with this Su Jun from now on. Xinwei nodded in agreement. Seeing the photo of General Luo Chun, the strongest in Jianglin base, on the wall, she was momentarily stunned. There were rumors that General Luo seemed to come from a poor background. The next morning, Xin Binji, wearing a simple school uniform and running shoes, with her hair tied in a ponytail, walked out of her room. Even without much makeup or wearing brand-name clothes, her aura alone outshone many celebrity beauties. Huh, the B-grade qi and blood powder is still here? When Xin Binji was about to leave, she noticed that the qi and blood powder she had given Su Jun yesterday was still there, and her brows slightly furrowed. Was it male pride? Xin Binji shook her head inwardly, ready to go to school, but suddenly thought of something and stopped. She held the bottle of B-grade blood qi powder, hesitated outside Su Jun's door for a while, then finally pressed her ear against the door. No sound. He should still be sleeping. I'll put this B-grade blood qi powder on his bedside and leave. Su Jun's door was never locked, and Xin Binji skillfully opened it. She saw Su Jun lying on the bed. Huh, this guy's muscle lines are better. Has his blood qi improved? Because she was in a hurry to return to her room yesterday, Xin Binji hadn't noticed Su Jun's changes. Now, with the morning light streaming through the window, she was surprised to find that Su Jun had become noticeably more muscular. But that's no reason not to take the B-grade blood qi powder. Doesn't this guy know that higher blood qi is better? Xin Binji, abandoning her usual aloof and cool demeanor, pouted and stared at Su Jun with some displeasure. She tiptoed forward a few steps, intending to put the B-grade blood chi powder on the desk, but a voice suddenly sounded from behind. "What are you doing in my room?" Su Jun looked at Shin Binji with some confusion. What was she doing in his room early in the morning? Shin Binji was a bit flustered inside, but she quickly calmed down. "Grandma reminded me to give you the B-grade blood chi powder." Shin Binji regained her usual aloof and cool demeanor and turned to leave the room. Su Jun was puzzled. "I remember Grandma went out very early." He had been up almost all night swatting mosquitoes. He had clearly heard the sound of Grandma closing the door. If Grandma had instructed Shin Binji to give him the blood chi powder, he would have heard it. Looking at the bottle of blood chi powder, Su Jun smiled inexplicably. "Cold on the outside, warm on the inside, huh?" Su Jun checked his panel. Name: Su Jun. Realm: peak quasi-martial artist. Talent: none. Blood chi: 99 plus. Cultivation method: none. Martial skill: none. Weapon: none. Lifespan: 90. The lifespan column had changed from 70 yesterday to 90. Su Jun had swatted quite a few mosquitoes. His body no longer had a strong stinging sensation, so he should be able to continue adding blood chi. But to be safe, he decided to eat some green wind wolf leg meat first. Su Jun went to the narrow kitchen. Inside, there was rice porridge Grandma had cooked, steamed buns, eggs, and half a bowl of dried meat. Ever since Su Jun measured only 35 blood chi, Grandma had been giving him an extra half bowl of dried meat every day. "I need to earn good money so Grandma won't have to work so hard." Su Jun vowed silently in his heart. He re-steamed the green wind wolf leg meat and ate everything together with Grandma's prepared breakfast. In the past, he would have left some dried meat and buns, but today he finished everything. He even felt like he could eat more. After his blood chi increased, his appetite grew larger and larger. He now understood that the retired veteran's claim of spending 300 on meals a day was no joke. Earn money. Must earn more money. With the supplement of exotic beast meat, the stinging sensation on Su Jun's body weakened again. He directly consumed lifespan to add points, stopping only when his body couldn't take it anymore. At this moment, Su Jun felt as if his body was about to split apart, but it was filled with immense power. He looked down and saw that his physique had become noticeably more muscular, with more defined muscle lines. Name: Su Jun. Realm: junior martial artist. Talent: none. Blood chi: 103 plus. Cultivation method: none. Martial skill: none. Weapon: none. Lifespan: 50. Junior martial artist. "I've finally become a martial artist." Su Jun was filled with emotion. Yesterday, he was still a poor martial arts student with only 35 blood chi. Today, he was a junior martial artist with 103 blood chi. Time to get certified at the Martial Arts Association. Su Jun took his ID and headed to the city center of Kaizhou. Half an hour later, Su Jun stopped in front of a building. On the building were 4 large characters: Martial Arts Association. The Martial Arts Association is the only institution in Daxia that certifies martial artists. It provides rewards to qualified martial artists and sells cultivation methods, martial skills, weapons, and other items. Although it was early morning, many people were already coming and going inside the building. Quite a few wore masks, not wanting to reveal their identities. Su Jun thought about it, bought a mask, and put it on. "Hello, how can I help you?" At the counter, a young lady in uniform smiled at the person wearing an Ultraman mask. That person was Su Jun. "I'm here to certify as a martial artist." "Okay, please follow me." The young lady led Su Jun into a room. There were quite a few people there, all there for martial artist certification. Some wore masks, some didn't. The Martial Arts Association certifies martial artists in batches. If they did it one by one, it would waste too much of the staff's time. "Huh, why is she here?" Su Jun was a bit surprised when he saw a figure in front. The girl was tall, fair-skinned, wearing a sky blue tracksuit, with her hair tied up high. It was Shinwei. Su Jun didn't expect to run into Shinwei here. Huh, didn't she already get certified as a martial artist? Su Jun wondered, but he didn't take the initiative to ask or reveal himself. Shinwei subconsciously looked up and felt that Su Jun's figure looked familiar. But then she thought that many people have similar builds, so she didn't dwell on it and looked down at her phone. Just then, the door opened and murmurs arose. "It's Wang Meng." Wang Meng, the genius ranked 18th on the Kaizhou Prodigy list from first high school. "Indeed, I didn't expect her to come for certification today." Su Jun looked up and saw a cute girl in a JK outfit. 2 words, very impressive. Wang Meng was eating dried meat, peeling a sweet potato in her hands, and her pockets were stuffed with candies. Meng Jia, you're here. Shunwei waved enthusiastically when she saw Wang Ming. Apparently, she was here waiting for Wang Ming. We can start the certification. Wang Ming remained calm in response to the enthusiastic Shunwei, mumbling while stuffing sweet potato into her mouth. Shunwei didn't mind the details and nodded to the staff. The staff understood and, after briefly explaining the certification process, began the certification in order. Lin Chong, blood chi 100, punch force only 695 kilograms. Certification failed. How can this be? Lin Chong looked dejected. He was only 5 kilograms short of strength, and he would have passed. At the Martial Arts Association, certification as a martial artist requires 2 conditions. Blood chi reaches 100, and punch force reaches 700 kilograms. Both are indispensable. Xia Jian, blood chi 101, punch force 705 kilograms. Certification successful. Wang Heng, blood chi 105, punch force 755 kilograms. Certification successful. Soon it was Wang Ming's turn. Wang Ming popped a candy into her mouth, underwent instrument testing, and then punched the force tester. Wang Ming, blood chi 135, punch force 1,350 kilograms. Certification successful. The staff was also a bit shocked when they saw Wang Ming's punch force. 1 blood chi equals 10 kilograms of force. This is definitely a genius. Ordinary people have only 7 kilograms of punch force per blood chi. But Wang Ming actually achieved 10 kilograms? No wonder she's a prodigy on the prodigy list. Wang Ming's punch force is only 50 kilograms short of the junior martial artist standard. Everyone in the room looked at Wang Ming with awe. Shunwei showed envy. Her punch force per blood chi was 9.1 kilograms. It seemed close to 10 kilograms. But the gap was like a chasm. Wang Ming calmly went to the side to wait for the subsequent certification procedures. Su Jun. When the staff called Su Jun's name, he quickly stepped forward. Su Jun. Shunwei was startled, a familiar figure flashing through her mind, but she quickly shook her head. It must be a coincidence. Su Jun had his blood chi measured, which matched his panel display, 103. Next is the punch force test. Hit this force tester with your strongest punch. Su Jun took a deep breath and then threw a punch. 10, 100, 1,000. The number on the force tester finally stopped at 2060. The staff was dumbfounded when they saw this number. Su Jun, blood chi 103, punch force 2,060 kilograms. At that moment, the entire testing room fell silent. Everyone widened their eyes in shock. What did they just hear? Su Jun's blood chi was only 103, but his punch force reached an astonishing 2,060 kilograms. That is, 1 blood energy has 20 kilograms of strength? Is this still human? Shunwei covered her mouth, looking incredulously at Su Jun beside her, who was wearing an Ultraman mask. Wang Ming from the genius list stopped chewing her snacks. She stared blankly at Su Jun, her eyelids twitching. This person's blood energy barely meets the standard of a beginner martial artist. But he punched out a force far exceeding that of an intermediate martial artist? This guy named Su Jun, his talent is too heaven-defying, right? The standard for of a beginner martial artist is 100 blood energy, 700 kilograms of strength. Intermediate martial artist, 200 blood energy, 1,400 kilograms of strength. Senior martial artist, for 100 blood energy, 2,800 kilograms of strength. Peak martial artist, 800 blood energy, 5,600 kilograms of strength. If we only talk about potential, Wang Ming believed that the Su Jun in front of her surpassed all the geniuses on the Kaizhou City Genius list. At this moment, Su Jun was also a bit surprised. He didn't expect his punching power to reach such a formidable level. Hello, does this meet the minimum standard for a martial artist? Su Jun looked at the staff member who was in shock and asked in a low voice. The staff member's face twitched. If this doesn't meet the minimum standard for a martial artist, then looking at the entire Kaizhou City, no, the entire Zhonglin base, no one could become a martial artist. Is the strength tester malfunctioning? Yeah, I can understand 103 blood energy, but 2060 kilograms of punching power, I really can't understand. Right, maybe we should have Su Jun test again? After the shock, everyone expressed doubts. Su Jun, would you mind if we check the machine and then you test again? Although the strength tester rarely malfunctions, occasionally there are some issues. With a rigorous work attitude, the staff felt it necessary to have Su Jun test again. Okay, Su Jun said no problem. The staff stepped forward to check the machine, then looked at each other and shook their heads. The machine is roughly fine. Su Jun, punch again. When Su Jun stood in front of the strength tester, Shenwei inexplicably took out her phone to record. Wang Ming stopped eating snacks, stood up, and stared intently at Su Jun. The others also stood up, surrounding Su Jun and the strength tester in the middle. Su Jun took a deep breath and suddenly punched the strength tester, the numbers jumping continuously. 200, 500, 1,000, 2,000. Finally, the number stabilized at 2,060 again. Oh my god. Su Jun's punching power really reached 2060 kilograms. Just reached the chi blood standard of a beginner warrior, but has the punch strength of an intermediate level warrior? Our Kaizhou City actually has such a freak? Maybe Su Jun is not from Kaizhou City, but happened to be certifying in our Kaizhou City? This time, everyone was truly shocked by Su Jun. At the same time, they guessed that Su Jun came from a major city in the Zhonglin base. It wasn't unheard of for a genius from such a major city to come to a small city for warrior certification. Su Jun, your punch strength exceeds your chi blood too much. I can't make the certification decision. Would you mind if I invite the leader of the Kaizhou City Martial Arts Association? Sure. Under the shocked, envious, and awed gazes of everyone, Su Jun calmly sat down in his seat. Hello, Boss Su. I'm Xia Jian, actually a student from number 3 high school. A boy took off his rabbit mask and quickly greeted Su Jun. Brother Jun. I'm Wang Hong, a student from number 2 high school, and I have a younger sister at home. After the staff left, these people enthusiastically greeted Su Jun. Su Jun nodded slightly in acknowledgement, but did not take off his mask. Su Jun. Hello, I'm Wang Ming from number 1 high school. Have some candy. Eventually, even Wang Ming, a genius on the Tianjiao list, showed a sweet smile and reached out to greet Su Jun. At the same time, she handed 2 candies to Su Jun. The surrounding crowd showed envious expressions. Wang Ming had looks, figure, and strength. Hello. Out of politeness, Su Jun shook hands with Wang Ming. For words to describe it, soft as if boneless. I won't have the candy. I don't like sweets. Su Jun didn't take the candy Wang Ming offered, which surprised her a bit. It was the first time she had been rejected by a boy. Judging from his voice, she thought he was about her age. Then do you eat beef jerky? Wang Ming pulled out beef jerky from another pocket like magic. Su Jun shook his head again. Thanks, no need. After being rejected twice in a row, Wang Ming began to doubt her charm. Eat a sausage. No. Eat an apple. Thanks, no. Then you don't like girls in JK uniforms? No. Huh. What did you say? Su Jun was a bit stunned. He didn't expect that a top student from first high school on the Prodigy list would say such a thing. The people around were both envious and jealous of Su Jun. How could he bear to reject a JK beauty snack offer so many times? Forget it, I didn't say anything. Wang Ming pouted, looking a bit dejected. Shenwei hesitated for a moment before gathering the courage to step forward. Hello, Su Jun. I'm Shenwei from 6th high school, with a blood energy of 128 points. My father is the office director of the Kaizhou City Martial Arts Association, and my mother works at the Research Institute. Shenwei did her best to showcase her advantages. The people around were secretly shocked. Shenwei's blood energy and background were not simple. Shenwei? I know her. She's the school beauty of 6th high school. Someone recognized Shenwei, who couldn't help but puff out her chest, a hint of pride in her eyes. Just as she was about to extend her hand to greet Su Jun casually hummed in acknowledgement without any intention of shaking hands. This left Shenwei awkwardly withdrawing her hand. She re-examined Su Jun, who was wearing an Ultraman mask, and furrowed her brows slightly. As a woman's intuition, Shenwei felt that Su Jun really disliked her. When dealing with her, there was a coldness he didn't show to others. Had she offended him somewhere before? Shenwei quickly recalled in her mind, but soon confirmed that she should have no conflict with the Su Jun before her. As for the Su Jun in front of her being the ex-boyfriend who was silently dumped, Shenwei never thought about that. Su Jun, tomorrow we will go to the ruins outside the base to hunt low-level alien beasts. You should come with us. Let me add you on Green Bubble. Shenwei adjusted her sportswear and gave Su Jun a bright smile. At the same time, she took out her phone, ready to add Su Jun as a friend. Kaizhou City Martial Arts Association building, top floor. President, these are the prodigies from the other 12 cities taking the college entrance exam this time. Office Director Xin Chong gently placed the compiled materials on the desk. Behind the desk sat an old man in Tang's suit. The old man had gray hair, but a ruddy complexion and was full of energy. This man was the president of the Kaizhou branch, and also the strongest person in Kaizhou City, Guan Ping, with strength up to the elementary martial general level. Also, bring me all the information on our Kaizhou City's prodigies. Guan Ping exuded authority without anger. Xin Chong quickly ran out and returned with the materials. Guanping flipped through the materials, and after comparing them with those of the other 12 cities, he smiled bitterly and shook his head. Xinchang, it seems that in this Zhonglin base's martial arts exam, our Kaizhou city will be at the bottom again. President, actually this year's talents in Kaizhou city are the strongest we've had in years. But unfortunately, the geniuses from other cities are too extraordinary. Chen Jejia from Shanghang City. With 1 blood energy, her strength reaches 13 kilograms. Li Moran from Chengzhou City. With 1 blood energy, reaches 14 kilograms. I heard that in the first city of Zhonglin base, Yunnan City, that guy named Pei Long, with 1 blood energy, his strength reaches 16 kilograms. Xinchang also smiled bitterly. It's not that Kaizhou City's geniuses are not striving. It's that the talents from other cities are too outstanding. Xinchang, it seems that after the martial arts exam, we will not only be criticized by the high-level officials of Zhonglin base, but also face the risk of demotion. Guanping felt a headache just thinking about it. Kaizhou City has been at the bottom of the college entrance exam for several consecutive years, and his face has been rubbed into the ground. This made the high-level officials of Zhonglin base think he had a problem with his ability. There were rumors from the top that after this martial arts exam in Kaizhou City, Guanping would step down to the second line. Xinchang opened his mouth, but in the end, the words of comfort got stuck in his throat. The atmosphere in the room suddenly became much more dead. Knock, 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 the sound of knocking came. President, didn't I say not to disturb me today? Guanping was in a bad mood. He frowned, his voice carrying a hint of severity. But despite his words, Guanping signaled Xinchang to open the door. At the doorway stood 2 people. One was wearing black stockings, a uniform, and high heels. She was Guanping's secretary. The other was the staff member who had previously tested Su Jun's blood energy and strength. President, Xiaoli has urgent matters to report. The high-heeled secretary explained. Urgent? What urgent matter? President, we were certifying a group of people as martial artists. Among them appeared a person named Su Jun. His blood energy is only 103, but his punch strength reached 2,060 kilograms. As soon as these words were spoken, the surroundings fell silent. Whether it was the high-heeled secretary, Xinchang, or Guanping, all showed expressions of astonishment. What had they just heard? 103 blood energy? 2060 kilograms of punch strength. That meant 1 blood energy corresponded to 20 kilograms of strength? Then a gust of wind blew by, and Guanping appeared directly in front of Xiaoli from his chair, staring intently at the latter. Are you sure? Is the strength tester broken? President, I checked the machine. There's no problem. And Su Jun tested twice. Both times the punch strength was 2,060 kilograms. Xiaoli replied very affirmatively. Good, good, good. It seems heaven is helping me. In this martial arts exam at Zhonglin base, our Kaizhou city cannot be at the bottom. Guanping grinned widely and let out a long sigh of relief. President, I remember that when General Luo Chun, the #1 person at Zhonglin base, was young, 1 blood energy corresponded to 17 kilograms of strength, right? To be precise, it was 17.3 kilograms of strength. This Su Jun's 1 blood energy corresponds to a strength of 20 kilograms? Doesn't that mean his future achievements will surpass General Luo Chun? Xinchang was also startled as he said this. Luo Chun, the #1 person at Zhonglin base, is only 28 years old but has reached the level of high-level martial general. He is hailed as one of the men in the Great Xia Kingdom most likely to reach the top in the military. Now, their Kaizhou city has produced a genius even more terrifying than Luo Chen's potential. The Kaizhou City Martial Arts Association is about to turn things around. Upon hearing this news, the high-heeled secretary also covered her mouth, her face full of disbelief. Their Kaizhou city had been hiding a hidden dragon? Quick, bring this Su Jun up. Forget it. I'll go down to find him myself. Guanping, like lifting a chick, lifted Xiaoli and rushed downstairs. Seeing this, Xinchang quickly followed. Suddenly thinking of something, his expression turned somewhat strange. Su Jun? Why does this name sound familiar? Right. Isn't Wei Wei's ex-boyfriend named Su Jun? Both named Su Jun. Why is the gap between them so huge? Xinchang remembered that Shun Wei's boyfriend Su Jun had a blood energy of only 35 points. But the Su Jun who came to the Martial Arts Association for certification now had a blood energy of 103 and a punch strength reaching a terrifying 20 times. If there's a chance later, let Wei Wei interact more with this Su Jun. Maybe I can make this Su Jun my son-in-law. A look of anticipation had already appeared on Xinchang's face. At this moment, in the testing room, everyone saw Shun Wei, the school beauty of number 6 high school, actively asking to add Soo Jun as a friend, and they all showed envious expressions. They wished they were Soo Jun at this moment. Seeing Shun Wei so proactive, Soo Jun was somewhat stunned. He remembered that when they were dating, Shun Wei had always been very reserved. Even towards him, her boyfriend, she always maintained a faint sense of distance. The topics of conversation were always initiated by him. Shun Wei responded, but spoke little. Indeed, in this world, only with strong strength can one gain respect. Love is the same. Only when you are strong enough will others take the initiative towards you and develop admiration. Now that Shun Wei is so proactive towards me, isn't it just because I displayed a punch strength far exceeding my blood energy? Sorry, I'm used to going it alone. I won't go hunting alien beasts with you. And there's no need to add this green bubble friend. Soo Jun refused outright. After some experiences, Soo Jun had come to see many things clearly. There was no need for any further entanglement between the two. As for taking off the mask and mocking her wantonly, there was no need either. This Soo Jun actually refused the school beauty of number 6 high school twice? Look at his punch strength. He indeed has the confidence to refuse. Yeah, with the potential Soo Jun has shown, he can meet better women in the future. Shoo, keep your voice down, don't let Shun Wei hear. The crowd looked at Soo Jun, who was wearing an Ultraman mask. First in shock, then with admiration. Wang Ming stopped chewing her candy, looking at Soo Jun, then at Shun Wei. She felt something was off. Shun Wei didn't expect Soo Jun to refuse her so bluntly. Her eyelids twitched, and she was very embarrassed. This was the first time she had taken the initiative to add a male friend, only to be rejected. Shun Wei began to doubt for the first time whether she, as the school beauty, really had charm. Since childhood, boys had always revolved around her. Even Soo Jun, who had ranked first academically at number 6 high school, had revolved around her and held her in the palm of his hand. But this masked Soo Jun in front of her seemed to have no regard for her at all. Bang, the door was kicked open directly, and Guan Ping appeared in a hurry, carrying Shaoli. Soo Jun. Which one is Soo Jun? This is President Guan Ping? I can't believe Soo Jun's test has alarmed the number 1 strongman of our Kaizhou city. Who else? Soo Jun is a freak with 1 blood energy and 20 kilograms of strength. If it were you, you would also attract President Guan's attention. Seeing Guan Ping appear, the crowd was shocked, but not surprised. In front of the number 1 strongman of Kaizhou city, everyone stood up, looking somewhat nervous. Shun Wei and Wang Ming were no exception. Soo Jun was also somewhat surprised to see Guan Ping. I didn't expect my test to alarm this person. He knew something about Guan Ping, the president of the Kaizhou City Martial Arts Association. In his youth, he was a famous general in the military. He fought alien beasts and countered spies from Neon Country. Even in his old age, he occasionally went to the border to intercept alien beasts, earning the respectful title of Lord Guan. For such a person who protects the country and its people, Soo Jun was full of admiration. President, that person is Soo Jun. Shaoli pointed at Soo Jun. Soo Jun, please test your blood energy again, and then throw a punch for me to see. Guan Ping put Shaoli down on a chair and came eagerly in front of Soo Jun, smiling. Shin Chong and the high-heeled secretary, who had followed, found it hard to imagine that Guan Ping, who was usually stern, would lower his posture so much. Okay. Soo Jun first tested his blood energy, 103 points. Then he took a deep breath and punched the strength tester. The numbers jumping and finally stopping at 2060. Good. Very good. Having witnessed Soo Jun's strength with his own eyes, Guan Ping grinned from ear to ear. Shin Chong and the high-heeled secretary were also shocked. President Guan, can I now have my martial artist certification? No problem. President, according to regulations, an 18-year-old student martial artist can receive a reward of 50,000. For martial artists with exceptionally strong combat power, are there special rewards? Soo Jun asked with some anticipation. Guan Ping, Shin Chong, and the others were taken aback. This peerless prodigy seemed to be short of money? Yes. A genius with 1 blood energy reaching 11 kilograms of strength will receive an additional reward of 200,000. A genius with 1 blood energy reaching 13 kilograms will receive an additional reward of 500,000, plus 2 bottles of B-grade blood energy powder. A genius with 1 blood energy reaching 15 kilograms will receive a reward of 800,000, 5 bottles of B-grade blood energy powder, and 1 first-level technique. 800,000, and a first-level technique. And that's just the reward for 1 blood energy at 15 kilograms. So what would the reward be for my 1 blood energy reaching 20 kilograms of strength? Su Jun's mind was already racing with thoughts. But he soon noticed that Guan Ping had stopped talking. "President, why did you stop?" Guan Ping was somewhat embarrassed, because the Kaizhou City Martial Arts Association had no rewards for a genius of your level. "I see." Su Jun suddenly understood. "How about this, Su Jun? Come upstairs with me, and we'll discuss it in detail." "Okay." As Su Jun was about to leave with Guan Ping, Xinchang suddenly came warmly to Su Jun, extending his right hand. "Hello, Su Jun. I'm Xinchang, Office Director of the Martial Arts Association." "Xinchang." Su Jun's expression turned strange. Wasn't this Shen Wei's father? He wanted to shake hands with me? "Hello." Out of politeness, Su Jun shook hands with Xinchang, who then pulled Shen Wei to his side. "Su Jun, this is my daughter Shen Wei. She is very outstanding and is the school beauty of number 6 high school. What do you think?" Guan Ping, the high-heeled secretary, and others looked at them with strange expressions. Was Xinchang trying to sell his daughter? "President, let's go upstairs to chat." Su Jun proactively let go of Xinchang's hand. Guan Ping was stunned for a moment, then nodded and led Su Jun away. Xinchang was completely baffled. What was going on? Was Su Jun dissatisfied with his daughter Shen Wei? Shen Wei had been rejected by Su Jun 3 times in a row, and was so embarrassed she wished she could crawl into a hole. Wei, did you offend this Su Jun?" "Offend him? How is that possible? I only met this Su Jun for the first time today. Then why is this happening?" Guan Ping, who had already left, suddenly turned back. "Regarding today's test of Su Jun, none of you are allowed to speak a word about it. If I find out any of you leaked the information, don't blame me, Guan Ping, for turning hostile." Guan Ping's previously amiable attitude changed, his eyes sharp, and with a light squeeze, he crushed a metal ball into powder. He had received news that the Neon Country was currently executing a cherry blossom plan. This plan aimed to eliminate some of the prodigies of Daxia. The people in the room looked at the pile of powder, swallowed their saliva, and quickly nodded. Guan Ping then turned around, smiling warmly, and pulled Su Jun towards the top floor. "Su Jun, would you mind if I learned about your true identity?" "Sure." Su Jun took off the Ultraman mask and handed his identification information to Guan Ping.